Fred Vasseur thought he was offering reassurance. Instead, he may have just lit the fuse on a crisis Ferrari can't afford. After Lewis Hamilton's explosive radio outburst during the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix, Vasseur downplayed the drama, citing lap time data and suggesting the car wasn't all that bad. But Hamilton's tone told a different story, a story of frustration, disconnect, and emotional collapse. This wasn't just a bad race. It was a breakdown in communication between one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history and the most iconic team in motorsport. Vasseur's comments, calm and analytical on the surface, only exposed how out of sync Ferrari truly is with their star signing. And if the team keeps ignoring the deeper emotional signals, this partnership won't just underperform, it could implode. What happened in Barcelona wasn't just about tyres or telemetry, it was a warning. And now, the clock is ticking. When Vasseur addressed the media after the Spanish Grand Prix, he tried to frame Hamilton's radio message as an overreaction. According to him, the final stint on soft tyres showed solid pace. The lap times weren't that bad. On paper, it didn't look like a disaster. But Formula One isn't just about paper. It's about pressure. And in that pressure, Hamilton cracked. He didn't yell, he didn't argue. He sounded hollow, disconnected, defeated. And that's what Vasseur seemed to miss. The numbers might have shown potential, but Hamilton didn't feel any of it. He said it was the worst car balance he'd ever driven. He gave the team 0 when asked for positives. For a 7-time world champion to use that word 0 means something is deeply wrong. Vasseur's clinical defense may have reassured some engineers, but it alienated the one man who matters most in this equation. When your star driver says the car is undrivable, you don't counter with split times. You ask what went wrong. You listen, you respond. But instead, Ferrari gave silence, and worse, contradiction. The cracks didn't form in Spain. They simply became too big to ignore. In Miami, Hamilton's radio was sharp, sarcastic. In Monaco, he sounded distant. The body language told its own story. Less engagement in the garage, fewer words with his engineer, less spark in post-race interviews. And then came Barcelona. A track Hamilton knows well. A circuit where feel, balance and setup are everything. From the opening lap, he struggled, and when the team asked him to swap positions with Charles Leclerc, he didn't protest, he simply moved aside. That silence? It wasn't professionalism, it was resignation. He finished 6th, only after a penalty reshuffle. But the rawest moment came after the race. 0, that one word, said without emotion, spoke volumes. It wasn't about tyres or weather or upgrades. It was about feeling abandoned. The trust was fading. And Vasseur's response, suggesting Hamilton was being dramatic, only made it worse. The unravelling wasn't sudden. It's been building. Barcelona was just the loudest alarm yet. What's unfolding at Ferrari is more than a performance issue. It's a collision of two realities. On one hand, the engineers and leadership like Vasseur see data. They see pace in the soft tyre stint. They see lap times improving. On the other hand, Hamilton sees chaos. He feels instability, unpredictability, and a complete lack of response to his feedback. These two realities can't coexist for long. And the danger lies in Ferrari's assumption that data is always right. Because when a driver of Hamilton's experience says the car is undrivable, he's not making it up. He's trying to send a message. But Ferrari isn't listening. Or worse, they're choosing not to. This isn't just about setup sheets or cornering speeds. It's about emotional connection, shared vision, mutual understanding. And right now, there's none. What Vasseur said may have been statistically correct, but emotionally, it was tone deaf. In Formula One, you don't just manage cars, you manage belief. And belief is slipping fast. Ferrari has always been a team of passion, history and drama. But lately they've become cold, robotic, corporate. Hamilton didn't join this team to be a cog in the machine. He joined to make history, to lead, to build something legendary. But when he voices concern, what does he get? Silence, data, rebuttals, not support, not change. It's becoming clearer that Ferrari may not have been ready for a driver like Hamilton. He's not just fast, he's expressive. He needs collaboration, dialogue, adaptability. And when he doesn't get it, he checks out, slowly, quietly. You can hear it in the way he speaks to his race engineer. You can see it in the way he walks through the paddock. Less fire, more frustration. Ferrari's reaction to his feedback has exposed how disconnected the team truly is from the human side of the sport. And if they can't see that, they'll lose more than races. They'll lose Hamilton's faith entirely. In Spain, the problem wasn't just mechanical, it was emotional. Hamilton didn't just feel slow, he felt betrayed. The car wasn't behaving. The strategy didn't work. The upgrades didn't deliver. And instead of empathy, he got spreadsheets. That kind of emotional misalignment is deadly in this sport. Formula One is built on trust. Driver and team have to be in sync. But when a team treats a driver's instincts as irrational, the bond snaps. Hamilton said the car felt like the worst he'd ever driven. Maybe the data didn't show it, but his hands did, his body did. And Vasseur's calm dismissal, though perhaps well-intended, sent the worst message possible. That Hamilton's lived experience doesn't matter unless it fits their version of the truth. That's not how you win championships. That's not how you inspire greatness. If Ferrari wants to keep Hamilton motivated, they need to stop correcting his feelings and start respecting them, because the clock isn't just ticking on the season. It's ticking on Hamilton's belief in this project. Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to cruise. He came to climb, to take the final, most dramatic step of his legendary career. But right now, it looks like he's stuck in neutral. Every race since Bahrain has chipped away at the dream. In Spain, it collapsed. Not just because of poor performance, but because of how the team responded to it. When a world champion feels ignored, he goes quiet. And Hamilton is going quiet. In team meetings, in the media pen, even on the radio. That's not peace. It's detachment. Ferrari thought they were getting a fire starter, and they were. But now they're watching the flame go out. You can bring new floors. You can upgrade diffusers. You can tweak setups for corner exit. But none of it matters if your driver no longer believes in you. That's the part Ferrari still doesn't seem to understand. And if they don't act soon, Hamilton's silence will become permanent. As the team prepares for Canada, the pressure couldn't be higher. Montreal is a track where Ferrari usually runs strong, but now the challenge isn't just technical, it's psychological. Hamilton needs a sign, a signal that his words carry weight, that he's not racing alone. If he gets more silence, or worse, more dismissals, this thing will unravel for good. Ferrari must reset, not just the car, but the culture. Start listening again. Stop managing Hamilton through PR statements and start engaging him in real conversations. If they don't, they risk losing more than a race. They risk losing the very driver they bet their future on. Because Hamilton's not waiting forever. He didn't leave Mercedes to be a passenger in his own career. He came to drive, to lead, and to win. And if Ferrari won't let him do that, he'll look elsewhere. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but soon. Everyone focuses on speed, strategy, and pit stops. But the real failure here is emotional. Ferrari is losing its heartbeat. That fierce, fearless energy that once defined them is being replaced by hesitation, cold logic, and miscommunication. Hamilton didn't just need a better car in Spain. He needed connection, reassurance, a signal that Ferrari is as invested in him as he is in them. Instead, he got rebuttals, he got data. He got treated like an equation. And that's the real tragedy, because this story was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be about resurgence, glory, a living legend in red, rewriting the history books. But what we're watching instead is a slow unraveling of belief. And unless Ferrari changes course, this won't be remembered as the year Hamilton lifted Ferrari. It'll be remembered as the year they lost him. Fred Vasseur might have meant well with his calm words after the Spanish Grand Prix, but what he revealed, perhaps unintentionally, was the depth of Ferrari's internal disconnect. The numbers may look fine, the laps might show promise, but Lewis Hamilton doesn't feel heard. And when a driver like him stops believing, no upgrade can fix that. Ferrari's crisis isn't mechanical, it's cultural, it's emotional, it's human, and it's unfolding in front of millions. Canada will be a tipping point. If Ferrari listens, truly listens, they might save this relationship. But if they don't, if they keep brushing aside Hamilton's instincts, they're headed for heartbreak. This is more than just racing. It's a battle for belief, for unity, for trust. And right now, that trust is running out, fast. So as we head into the next Grand Prix, all eyes are not just on the track, but on the garage, on the silence, on the words that aren't said. Because in Formula One, the loudest message is often the one left unspoken.